G'day everyone and welcome back to Residence Homestead Shedwars21. It's crazy that I'm even out here. It's 42 degrees and it's almost about to hit midday. So what that means for us, we've got a hot dry wind coming off the land. So it is very hot in South Australia today. Hot as it gets, stinking hot as we call it. So what are we doing today? I was out early this morning and I've already picked some fruit and things like that to weigh in with you all, but been to the beach with the kids, taking them surfing, come back and picking what's left of the fruit that's not going to last this heat over the next couple of days. So you might notice what's behind me, a beautiful lime tree. So this pretty much fruits majority of the year for us, stopping flowers in spring and kicks back off, but we can quite often keep some fruit on it and trickle it through, even in autumn when it loses a lot of its leaves and things like that. So if you're thinking about what fruit tree you're going to start with in your homestead, I really encourage you to think about a lime tree. They're easier to me, they're easier to grow than a lemon tree, and they give you that great citrus flavour. Everything you can do with a lemon, you can pretty much do with a lime. They are smaller obviously, but they're so abundant. And if you keep picking the big ones, the smaller ones will keep growing up, which I'll show you closely in a minute. So I'm going to pick our limes for the Shedwars weigh-in. We've been averaging 2-3 of these a day. There's a few on the floor as well. If you're thinking, well, what would I do with that many limes? They store really easily in the fridge or even just on the kitchen bench in a cool spot. You can also ripen them on your kitchen bench if you pick them a bit young. But you can also just cut them up into wedges and freeze them. You can freeze them whole. Yeah, so they're really versatile. Closer to the end of summer, I'll start slicing a few and dehydrating for that colder winter weather when you need, you know, a lemon and honey drink for colds and things like that, or just a warm water with a slice of dehydrated citrus in it is always refreshing and nice. At the moment, we probably use these mainly the kids in soda water and Annie and I in our gin. So they're a great fruit to have in your garden. They let you know really easily when they need water. You can see they start to curl up a little bit. This will get more as the day goes on. My tip for you, if you're in a dry climate like we are, Mediterranean climate, water the night before a big heat rather than that morning or that day. Set the roots deep into the water in the evening when it's cooler, and let it know that in the day it needs to protect itself a little bit, that it's not raining and a cool day, it's going to be hot, and let it do what it naturally does. So try and go most as you can with the natural way a plant would be. So this guy I watered heavily, not heavily, but gave it a good water, probably 2 buckets fulls of water last night, and she'll struggle a bit today, but not doing too bad. If it was going to be this weather the whole week, I just throw a sheet over the top, sometimes a damp sheet to let the cool air blow through, and that will just stop all of those leaves singeing and burning like they like to. But for today, I'm just going to get all these limes off. A couple are a little bit small. They won't be as juicy, but they'll be as flavoursome, especially limes, you know, grating the skin. If you're using a lime in a cake, the flavour really comes from the skin anyway, not the juice on the inside. So that's how you want to use them. So let's pick these limes and weigh them for Shedwars and put them in our little journal recording our weigh-ins, and get out of this heat. Hello, husband.
That's burning.
That's because it's so hot. Right, now my husband has moved the tractor out the way and the noise is gone. So these are the little ones that are coming up that you can see. So see the 2 little ones there. Some people pick the dominant, the smaller one off and just let the one grow through. Depends how many you have. There's another one. They're all over the tree. Just tiny little ones. I don't have a lot of blossom on here now. Even in this hot weather, normally I would, but the possums are taking care of that. So battling the possums at the moment, but I'm not too fussed. I can share a few lime blossoms with the possums for now. So as you can see, they're pretty well camouflaged. There's one there. That one's a bit small, but he's squeezy, so I'm going to pick it just because it's so hot today and it's on the outside. So yeah, I'll literally just go through the lime tree and pick what I can find. Alright, it is super hot out there. So you probably see how red I am. I just popped ice in my drink and it's already gone. But I thought, let's just keep this video going. This is the reality of living in South Australia through summer. It's not a great growing time. Normally I wouldn't grow that much this time of year. It's hard work through the heat. So I've got my journal that I've been keeping all our measurements in. So Embles is behind the camera. She's going to write those in for me. And here we go. So I quickly picked, so out of my lime trees, I have a lemon tree, a mandarin tree, another lime tree. So I have, yeah, 2 lime trees. And down in that area, I also plant my herbs underneath, but I also plant my veggies that I want to seed and collect. So I know there's no cross-pollination down there with how I do it. So if you have if you have a spare patch and you're planting citrus tree, think about what you can plant around underneath it, because the leaves are a fair way off the ground. So it gives you plenty, and they're often not thick. Well, it depends. The lime tree I was picking these off is, but my lemon tree is not very thick, so it still gets light through, so I can plant things underneath. So all I've got here is some coriander seeds, so I'll just pick all those off in a minute. I'm not going to do that now. And I picked a heap of sage. I'm going to make sage smoking sticks with these that I use and also sell. It's also great with just butter in a pan and toss it through pasta, chopped zucchini, whatever. And super hardy and easy to grow, and when it goes to flower, it's beautiful. And then I also just grabbed some chard. Some people know it's silver beet, some type of the spinach family basically, and this one's a nice yellow at the end. So it's looking a bit limp because I've picked it out in the heat, but I'll just stick that in a jar of water until I use it and it'll be fine. Or you can wrap it in a bit of an old tea towel and pop it in the fridge, whatever, but we'll use that tonight for dinner. And here, I've got picked a few little calendula flowers as well. I just pick them as I go through. Calendula self-seeds or spread throughout your garden, which I'm quite happy down in that space for it to do. It doesn't take up a lot of space. And I use the calendula flower in salves, yeah, all sorts of things. So it's just a pretty little flower. Got my trusty little weigh machine. I'm not going, the other one's, what's it called, Emmy? Scale, thank you, weigh machine. So I've got all my limes. Now let me just show you these limes. So I'm only going to weigh, I don't know, what shall I weigh? 2 and times it, because they're all different sizes and I don't want to cheat. But you'll see, so I've picked some little ones as well. So this is pretty much a full-size lime for that lime tree. Smells beautiful. But I've also picked some little ones. They'll be a bit flowery inside, but they'll still have heaps of flavour for a drink. You coming in? Friends, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, I didn't realise you were recording.
You're a bit hot and sweaty.
Yeah, it's very hot out there.
Very hot. So we've got hot northerly wind and 42 degrees.
Big fire danger when it's hot and dry and hot winds. Yeah, it's just it's a little bit sketchy up here, so I've just been out moving some stuff around, watering all the animals, all that stuff. But lime.
You smelt lime. What do you use lime for?
Good old G&T, doesn't go wrong. All right, have fun.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to measure my limes. So I'll weigh them. on the scale, and that's how many I've picked. And so that's probably a bit more than what I'd normally pick. Like I said to you, I'd probably pick 3 to 4. I could pick 3 to 4 a day. There's not many blossoms out there now, but there's heaps of little ones that I showed you. So we're going to have plenty of limes if we keep that tree cool. If it gets too hot, you might find your lime tree, it'll drop the fruit. So that's why you want to do that late night heavy water to get it through the heat of the day. And if it looks like it's really curling its leaves and struggling, then just pop a sheet over the top to keep it cool, and that will keep it good. I'm also going to weigh my eggs because I think we don't count them, we weigh them, and I've been counting them. But I was looking at what Bibby was doing down at Boddington Farm, and she's weighing her eggs. These are all I'm getting today. You would have seen the video when the fox came through the property. So I've got plenty of young chickens out there and a few young roosters out there. I heard them this morning. But yeah, these are the only 2 eggs I'm getting a day, so which is a bit sad. And then we just have a little cherry tomato tree, so I'm picking probably a few more than this, a few less than this sometimes. The kids go out and pick one to eat when they head outside. The dog will occasionally take one, which is lovely. So I'll weigh these as well, and I'm just putting them down as that's about it today. I don't grow heaps of tomato trees. We don't grow extra produce that we won't use or can't sell, or give to people that also need it, because it just, we give excess to the animals anyway. But tomatoes grow really well in South Australia, so pretty much everyone will stick a tomato plant in somewhere in their garden, so they're not really things we need to give away either amongst our friendship group anyway. So that's it. So that's my weigh-in today. Got my lime water. Yeah, so Shedwars21. Thank you very much to Terry's Allotment, Sweeney's Creek Farm, and Michael, who've all come on board to join Team Down Under. I think there's a couple of others in there, but check Darren's video out on Down Under Farm and Forge, and he's given an update of all the teams. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I hope a little bit of this resonates with you. Keep cool and keep enjoying Shedwars videos. Bye.